Hello, everybody, and welcome to the joint webinar between the African Actuarial Development Academy, or AADA, and the Society of Actuaries. So this is an introductory session for students and professors that will introduce the concept of validation by educational experience, or VEE, which promises to be a game changer for all the students and professors across Africa. And eventually we'll build to the SOA UCAP status in future sessions, but you'll have a little bit of a taster of that. In this session, just a reminder to all our French speakers out there that French translation is available. So la traduction en français est disponible. I hope I did that right. So please just take a look at your Zoom controls so you can join the French translation. So we have a great lineup for you guys today. First, we have Courtney Cole and Tiffany Tatsumi from the SOA who will introduce the VE process to you. Then we have an expert panel of academics from across Africa who will share some of their experiences with you with VEE in their campuses, and that will be moderated by Sahib Khosla. We also have a wonderful treat for you. So, great for those that join early as well, because you get to know this early. So we actually have 4 exam fee waiver certificates to give away during the session, courtesy of the SOA. And we are going to be giving those away through participation, things like the most inspiring question, or people who are participating a lot during the session. So please do participate. One thing that you have to note to be eligible to be selected, please do make sure that your name being shown on the Zoom screen is very clear. So please, you can edit that by finding your name in the list of attendees. Edit it, include your full name and also your location. So for me, I'm going to edit mine to say Yvonne Palm, Nigeria. I can see Landry Degla is on there, so he should hopefully edit his to say Landry Degla, Benin. So please do that if you want to be eligible for this competition. We will announce the winners at the end of the session, so we'll be monitoring closely. With that, I will hand over to Courtney and Tiffany from the SOA to give their presentation. Over to you, Courtney.
Thank you, Yvonne. Hello, everyone. My name is Courtney Cole. I am the candidate support lead for the SOA. I am here to present everything VEE to you all. Let me get this screen up. All right. Everyone can see the screen okay? Yeah. Perfect. So this is information for VEE of course approvals for faculty. It says for faculty, but it's also for candidates and students as well. Let me start. All right, validation by educational experience, or VEE. There are 3 topics to complete on the pathways to becoming an actuary or an actuarial foundation micro-credentials. So we have economics, accounting and finance, and math stats. So just a little background on VEE. It is a part of the requirements for those in the field of actuarial science who are pursuing an associateship with the Society of Actuaries. Validation by educational experience, or VEE, includes the topics of economics, accounting and finance, and math stats, which are not tested on during our exams. These topics are validated through the VEE process. Validation through the VEE process is appropriate for topics that are best learned in a classroom setting or are considered important but not core to the actuarial work. We have courses with universities and other institutions which grant credit to candidates for VEE, which cover the topics as outlined by the SOA. Candidates must submit applications along with the course syllabi, the detailed course description, and the prerequisites as well. Candidates must submit, I did say that. So once those are submitted, we submit those to our VEE committee to evaluate and approve the VEE credit. A student or candidate must have passed two SOA, CAS, or CIA actuarial exams before they are eligible to apply for VEE credit. There is a fee associated with the VEE credit, and a successful VEE credit application will award VEE credit on the candidate's SOA transcript. But before you can apply for VEE credit, you must check to see if your university has approved credits. So before a university credit course can be used for VEE candidate credit, the course must be approved and appear on our VEE directory of approved courses. Requesting review for a university course is possible inclusion on the VEE directory requires an application of a course approval. The application for the course approval is free and can be submitted by the university or the faculty member or by a student candidate. And if the student is submitting the VEE course approval, the student must have a detailed syllabus, the course information, or any details pertaining to the course and the prerequisites of that course. And the application and the syllabus will be reviewed by our VEE committee. And if the course is approved, it will be entered into our VEE directory under the topic area it covers. And once it is approved, we'll have the approved date range and also the scores that are required for VEE. But a university does not have to be established in actuarial science program or major to have courses approved for VEE. So how to get to the VEE directory? You're going to go to the SOA website, so www.soa.org. Under the Education and Exams tab, you're going to click on Validation by Educational Experience, or VEE, and this contains information for both the students and the faculty member. All approved courses will appear in our VEE directory. This resource helps students to see what their university has to offer in regards to VEE. To navigate the VEE directory, you're going to click on the VEE directory of approved courses and alternative options. You're going to click Search VEE directory. And then you're going to filter by country and then click Search to locate your university to learn which university courses may have already been approved and the timeframes for those approvals. There are tabs for each VEE topic. Each entry shows the course name and number, the approval begin date and end date, and also the requirements we need for documentation and the grades that are required. If a course on the VEE directory is expired but is still running, you may request an extension of the eligible timeframe by emailing vee@soa.org. On a yearly basis, we send out requests for renewal around the end of the summer, beginning of fall, for the courses that are due to expire at the end of the year. When courses are renewed, we extend them out for another 3 years. Granted, the course will still continue with the essentials, same syllabus, and same information. So those courses that are, for example, for those courses that are expiring at the end of 2025, we will extend them out until the end of 2028, and you will not receive another renewal form until 2028. If courses will be changing course numbers, course names, course IDs, anything like that, we ask that the university advise us so that we can keep our directory up to date. Likewise, if there's any substantial changes to the course information or the course syllabus, we have to have that reevaluated to see if it still meets the standards for our VEE topics. Also, when courses are submitted to us, candidates must provide a contact person at the university. This is the person we will reach out to if there's any questions regarding the course or if the course needs to be renewed. Schools are welcome to change the contact person is at any time as well. We understand professors leave, new faculty comes in, we understand. So if those changes are to happen, we ask if you can email us at VEE@SOA.org so we can send any forms and documentation to update that information. For requesting a VEE course or option evaluation, if you are applying to have a course approved for VEE for the VEE directory, please refer to um, the guidelines for the course approvals for detailed instructions. This basically gives us the breakdown of what each VEE topic is looking for, the requirements for the SOA, and just to make sure that your course or your course matches those approvals. To get to the guidelines for the SOA, you're going to go back to that VEE tab, and you're going to go right here where it says download PDF or course approvals for the VEE website to learn more about the application process as well. The guidelines for the course approval is the document that provides all detailed information about the VE application and the approval process and contains helpful links into the other parts of the VEE website for more information as well. All right, when you're ready to submit a VEE course application, please navigate to the application course evaluation for faculty. This is designed for university professors and staff who wish to maintain their VEE offerings in the VEE directory. So this is the link where staff will come in to put their courses in for VEE as well. The online form will appear, which will ask for the following information: the university name, address, your contact information, the university's website, the course name and number, details about the course, that is the syllabus, any prerequisites in the course description, also what the grading scale for your university will be as well. And any other additional information you want to add in. At the bottom, it will give you a space so you can also add on any additional information as well. Note that also students may also submit an application for a course approval. It's not just for faculty. Students may also use the course application for candidates right here. This form is also designed for students to have a course approved for the VEE directory. Again, we will need that additional information as far as a contact information for a professor at the university, just so we can make sure that we have information to contact anyone for any updated information. If there's any course changes, any renewals, like we said before, we need that information. That is very important so that we can make sure that we have a contact person. Again, when you submit those applications, we will also need the detailed information for that. Also, when you submit information for the as far as the syllabus, the prerequisites in the course description, we will need all of those translated in English. Now, when you teach a course, yes, the course can be taught in any language, but for our review, we do need that information submitted in English. The VEE course application review. After submitting your application, please check your inbox to make sure you've received a confirmation email. We do send confirmation emails out to everyone once the application is submitted. It does take about 10 weeks for the application to be reviewed, or it can take a little longer depending if there's missing information depending on our reviewers' schedule, because these are sent out externally. We do not review internally, so it does take a little bit of time. And also, if your university is not listed on to the VEE directory, it does take time for us to have that information updated to the VEE directory. So please do not worry if you do not receive a response within those 10 weeks. If you have not received a response after about 10, 12 weeks, then please contact us because we can see if there's anything missing or if there's anything we need to update or if it just hasn't had a chance to go through and be updated as of yet. But we will provide a status for you with that information. Um, Once VEE applications are received by the SOA, materials are, like I said, are evaluated by external reviewers. If you're, like I said, if your information, if the application is missing any information, it may take a little bit longer. But once the courses are approved, we will add it to the VEE directory. And like I said, if your university is not listed on the VEE directory, it just takes a little bit more time for us to have that added on, but it will be added on to the VEE directory as well. So now that students are ready to apply for VEE credit, but please remember, like I said before, you have to pass two SOA, CAS, or CIA actuarial exams before you can apply for VEE credit. If you are applying for more than one VEE credit, the student must submit a separate order for each one. So for each VEE topic, that is for economics, there will be a separate application, accounting and finance, and math stats. But when you apply, you will need the following information. We will need your university name. So when you apply, you'll look for your university. If it's one of those approved courses, you will look for your approved course, the date that you completed the course, your grade, an official transcript, and a valid payment information. Like I said before, the VEE credit applications do have a fee associated with them. Right now, the current fee is $90 per VEE credit, but we'll discuss that later if you have any questions. So for further information on guidance on the VEE application process, if you have any questions, you can go click that credit information and then look under the application process and we'll give you a little bit more detailed information there. When you're ready to apply for VEE credit, you'll click this ready to apply application in the court. You will enter your My SOA information, and then you should be able to have, like I said, the application should pop up with all the credits, so you can go ahead and apply for VEE credit. Right. So right now, this is the slide that shows all of our African universities with VEE approval. So we have right now, currently, we have about 28 universities that are have VEE credit approvals right now. Um, Let me go to the next slide. And so now we have our universities who are all of our universities who have VEE approvals at the moment, and the number of students who benefited from the VEE. Now, you will see a couple universities that have NA. That is just saying that right now, as of today, we haven't had any students who have claimed VEE credit from those universities. Not saying that they won't or not saying that they can't. It's just that at the current moment, nobody has claimed any credit from the university. And then we have some more here as well. Um, and then we have one more. It's the same thing, but if you have any additional, if you need this chart, I can also send this out eventually at the end as well. Um, if you have any specific questions for or regarding VEE, please email us at vee@soa.org with the subject line AADA for the VEE follow up so we can make sure that we answer your questions and we can know that I can specifically know that we met you through the webinar today. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email us. I know that was a lot of information in a short amount of time. But if you, like I said, if you have any additional specific information for your questions, please email us. And now I'm going to turn it over to Tiffany, who's going to give us a little bit more information about our UCAP program.
Great. Thanks so much, Courtney. My name is Tiffany Tatsumi, and I am the manager of university programs here at the Society of Actuaries. So I work alongside Courtney in the education department, working to support our universities. And so let's see. Courtney, if I can have the screen sharing capabilities, I will get into my presentation here. I support many programs at the SOA that resources and benefits, and also programs supporting universities. One of those is the Universities and Colleges with Actuarial Programs, or UCAP program. And so with this, I just wanted to provide a very brief introduction about the UCAP program for you all here today. So UCAP is a program that helps prospective university students locate and learn more about universities that have supports for SOA curriculum. UCAP universities are those that have VEE approval and have coursework that covers SOA learning objectives for SOA exams on the Associate of the Society of Actuaries, or ASA pathway. On the SOA website, you'll see soa.org/institutions, a list of all UCAPs around the world, along with what their coverage looks like. So this really ties in with VEE very well. I'm happy to say that there are currently 5 universities in Africa that are on the UCAP list, with other universities under review. So those universities are the American University in Cairo, Cairo University, MBOA International University, Institut Dauphine Tunis, and the University of Lagos. So we're very excited to see not only the list of VEE universities in Africa grow, but this list of UCAPs in Africa grow as well. A VEE is the first step toward UCAP, which is why we wanted to go into the VEE processes pretty in depth, and then we'll be following up with another webinar about UCAP in the future. So again, we'll talk about how UCAP fits with VEE, what we're looking for in university curriculum to qualify for UCAP, and to explore the application process. But in the meantime, please feel free to send me any questions about UCAP to ucap@soa.org for support. I'll also be back toward the end of this webinar to provide some final remarks and an exciting announcement, so stay tuned.
Thank you, Tiffany. I'm just going to come in very quickly just before the panel starts. Thanks so much to SOA for giving us that brief overview of VEE. I also want to just remind people that this process is not as complicated as it might seem or may have seen. Hopefully, they've given you some insight into the VEE process. I myself can testify that I actually applied for my university when I was in university as a university student. So both university professors and students can apply. You don't have to wait for your professor to apply if you're a student. As long as you've done those courses in university and you get the appropriate grade. I think they mentioned economics, which is usually macro and microeconomics, financial, which is finance, which is usually accounting, et cetera, et cetera. So please follow up. Please go to the SOA website. We're going to share this recording as well. And just apply. This could reduce the exam burden for so many people in Africa significantly, where some of you have been taking exams to get your VEE credits. You don't have to. Once you're able to just apply for approval for VEE for your university, you'll get those credits without taking an exam if you get the appropriate grade for your university. Also, just to remind a few people, sorry, just to remind everybody that We do have a competition on at the moment. So we have 4 exam waivers to give away for either SOA exam P or FM. And they will be announced at the end of this session. But to be able to qualify, please put in the chat. We've noticed that you aren't able to change your name. So please put in the chat your first name, your last name, and where you are located. And also these prizes hinge on participation. So we'll be looking for participation, looking for very interesting questions, etc. So with that, I'm going to hand over to our amazing panel. So Sahib, if you can take it from there.
Thank you, Yvonne. Good morning, good evening to everyone, wherever you're joining from. Happy to be here to take you through the panel discussion with a very able team. So we have 3 doctors on the panel, Dr. Minu coming from the west of Africa. From the northwest, we have Dr. Zainab, and from the north in Egypt, we have Dr. Noha. I'll ask our panelists to switch on their cameras in case they're not on. And we'll start with the order in which I introduced you. So Dr. Minu, Dr. Zainab, and Dr. Noha, you could briefly tell us about the university you're associated with and the actuarial program that the university offers. So over to you, Dr. Minu.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Dr. Amin Maruf Nas, an associate professor and immediate first head of Department of Actuarial Science at Federal University, Dusseldorf. I have over 10 years experience of teaching, research and leadership in mathematics and actuarial science. I'm passionate about promoting actuarial education in Africa, and I collaborate with AADA, Nigerian Actuarial Society, and other international professional bodies to achieve that. Our actuarial science program at Federal University Dusseldorf was established in the year 2018. So even though we are relatively young, we started with clear vision to create an actuarial science program that aligns with global standards. So pursuing SOA validation by educational experience was a natural step to us to give our students and program international credibility while still addressing the local need of actuarial professions. I am honored to be part of this panel on the journey to VEE accreditation, and I most sincerely thank AADA and SOA for hosting this important session. Thank you.
So Dr. Minu, before we move from you, what is the current status of the VEE or UCAP recognition at your university?
Okay. Today, I'm proud to share that Federal University Dusseldorf became the first university in Nigeria to achieve VEE accreditation in mathematical statistics and economics, with invaluable support from AADA, that is African Actuarial Development Academy, and Nigerian Actuarial Society. This achievement underscores our commitment to quality, credibility, and relevance in actuarial education across Africa. And now beyond VEE, we have already taken the next step. We submitted our UCAP application. SOE has reviewed it and sent us feedback, and we are currently addressing those comments. And looking ahead, our long-term vision is to grow towards Center of Actuarial Excellence status. Thank you.
Right, great submission there, Dr. Minu. Next, we have Dr. Zainab from Tunisia. Please give us a bit about yourself. You can keep it brief and tell us about the actuarial program at the university and where you are in regarding VEE and UCAP. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Zainab.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Zainab Gardalou. I'm assistant professor at University Tunis Dauphine and also a proud graduate of the same institution. It's a truly privilege to be with you here at this panel. Today, I'm excited to share that the University Tunis Dauphine has become the first institution in the Maghreb to earn the Statue of Actuaries UCAP AC accreditation for our master program in actuarial engineering. Additionally, we have approved coursework for VEE topics, accounting, finance, economic, mathematics, statistics. This recognition validates the global quality of our curriculum and provides significant advantages to our graduates. Dauphine Tunis campus is the first international campus of University Paris Dauphine PSL. We offer dual degree, a Tunisian degree and a French Dauphine PSL degree. At Tunis Dauphine, we offer 2 bachelor and 4 master degree, along with about 20 continuing education programs. Our actuarial program is international in character, attracting about 30 students each year to our master in actuarial engineering from all over Africa. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you for the submission, Dr. Zainab. And over to you, Dr. Noah from Egypt, to tell us a bit about yourself, the program, and where you are with the accreditations.
Hello, everyone. It's very nice to meet you all. I'm Naha Youssef, Assistant Professor and Associate Chair and Director of the Actuarial Science Program at the American University in Cairo. The Actuarial Science Program started in 2004, and we have successfully secured the VEE validation for all the courses a long time ago. And today I applied actually for the renewal of all of them. And where are we from the accreditation? We are recognized as UCAP Advanced Curriculum. We are a member of the UCAP AC, and we are taking several steps to become a member of the Center of Actuarial Excellence. Actually, the American University in Cairo was one of the first founders of the Actuarial Science Program in Egypt. We have Cairo University as well, but we were the first university to follow the SOA curriculum. And we are contributing a lot in advancing the actuarial profession in Egypt. So along with Dr. Roba Bayrakdar, we have created a certificate for advancing the profession in Egypt for the non-actuarial employees. And this was hosted by the American University in Cairo. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Noah. Your passion is visible, and I have met some of your colleagues and yourself at various forums, and indeed the American University in Cairo is leading in the forefront to ensure the program is suitable and moving at best pace for the students. Before we move from you, maybe you could tell us a bit about how did the university identify which courses were suitable for the VEE recognition?
Actually, what we do is the opposite. We look at the courses that are needed to be validated, and we offer them to our students. So we're trying to match all our curriculum with the VEEs. So that's why all our courses were validated, because we are simply aligning with all the curriculum required by the SOA for the VEEs.
Right. Thank you. Maybe a perspective from Dr. Aminu in the West. How did you identify in the university which were the courses suitable for the VEE recognition? Dr. Aminu?
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. For us, I have to be honest, we heard about VEE from AADA. So our journey began when I was contacted by one of the co-founders of AADA in person of Mrs. Yaside Kasim, who introduced me to the concept of VEE and its benefit for students and universities. So after learning how VEE recognition could help our students receive international credit, we immediately agreed that we should pursue it. She shared with us all the necessary requirements, that is the SOA requirement for VEE, which we carefully reviewed. After examining our curriculum, we confirmed that our syllabi already completely covered the mathematical statistics and economic components required by SOA. We then scheduled a meeting with AADA and Nigerian Actuarial Society to discuss the next step. And during the meeting, we present all the required documents. And thereafter, we agreed to proceed with application right away. So that is how we get to know about VEE. And after the long waiting, I call it long waiting, come the good news. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that. Maybe to ask, so were there any challenges you faced when preparing and submitting this application?
Challenges, to be honest, we have not faced any major challenges throughout the process of BAE accreditation. And the reason is obvious, because AADA and Nigerian Actuarial Society has been with us throughout. They guided us at every point. I can literally say they BP'd us with all the information we needed. So, and even during the waiting period, as we wait for the results, I can't remember how many times ADA reached out asking if we received any feedback from SOA. So ADA has been with us throughout. That is why we have not faced any challenges.
That is a good submission for your experience. Maybe we can get the experience from Dr. Zainab for your institution, the steps you have faced and any challenges whilst submitting the application. Dr. Zainab.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. First, we begin with a thorough review of the SOA requirement. Then we selected the courses in our program that the best met the SOA standard. After that, we prepared detailed syllabi in English, formatted according to the SOA guidelines. We include precise course description, learning objective, course requirement, exam grading system, and references. This step of the process took a lot of time, coordination, and effort, because we needed to make sure that every section was complete and aligned with the standards. Finally, we assembled all the documents and submitted the application. Overall, it was a demanding process, but it's allowed us to build a very solid and well-structured application. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Zainab. I think given that for your region and the language that is predominantly has been in Tunisia, so has there been any challenge in terms of the language or translation in the process?
Okay. Most of at Dauphine Tunis, most actuarial courses are taught in French, but we also offer several courses in English. Most of our academic references and technical resources are already in English, so working with English material has not been a major challenge. The university is also increasing the number of courses taught in English, which will make the transition even easier in the future. The only extra effort required was to carefully review the technical term when preparing the documents to ensure accuracy. So overall, language has not significantly affected our process.
Thank you. And to the audience, the panelists have taken us through the various experiences during the accreditation process. What we want to now discuss with the panelists is in terms of once the accreditation has come through, what the next steps are in terms of maintaining. So staying with you, Dr. Zainab, what internal measures did you take to maintain quality and alignment with the SOA requirements on an ongoing basis?
Okay. After receiving the accreditation, we took several internal measures to maintain quality. We regularly check syllabi so they stay aligned with the SOA expectation. We also meet with instructors to make sure the course content, learning objective, and assessment remain clear and consistent. We also increase the use of English in our courses to ensure compatibility with SOA standards. Furthermore, we will encourage our students to take the SOA exam, because having a strong pass rate is one of the best ways to show the quality and alignment of our program.
Thank you, Dr. Zainab. I think I'll move over to you with the same question, Dr. Noha. And I've taken note that the university in Cairo, where you are, is a lot of your students are taking up the option and getting the accreditation. So how are you continuing to maintain the quality of the alignment with the SOA, Dr.
Actually, for maintaining the quality of the SOA requirements. So what we do actually in the department is we make an annual visit to the syllabi, whether for the courses taught by our department or the courses taught by other departments. So we have a regular check for the syllabi every year to make sure that the learning outcomes are fulfilled every year. This is one thing. We distribute surveys to the students, or we send them now Google Forms to make sure that the learning outcomes were fulfilled. So nothing was missing from the learning outcomes. And then every year, we have to have a look at the changes happening by the SOA to make sure that when we ask for any change in our courses, these changes are aligned with the changes in the SOA curriculum or the VEEs. And actually, that's it. So actually, we keep our eyes on the SOA website. So they are changing in their curriculums, then we have to revise and revisit our courses. And we have to make sure that other departments teaching some of the courses of the VEEs are also keeping the learning outcomes satisfied. So this is actually what we do every year.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Noha. And I think in terms of being the course director, you're best placed to have a view on the impact. So what tangible benefit have you observed for your students and your faculty since achieving the VEE recognition?
Actually, this may, keeping aligned with the VEE and all the syllabi offered by the SOA, it gives our students an edge in the market. It improve their competitiveness. They became more confident in the knowledge that they have. They are different from other students graduating from other universities. Our courses became visible to others, so because they are very standard, very strong. So that's why when the financial FRA, the Financial Regularity Authority, looked for someone to offer the actuarial courses, they came for us because they know the quality of courses that we are offering, because we are sticking to the syllabi of the VEEs and the other courses of the SOA. So to conclude, our students are strong in their knowledge because of the learning outcomes we are trying to make sure that they achieve. And they are more confident that they will fit in the market because of the knowledge they have.
Excellent. You have any comment on your faculty, if having this has had any impact?
Okay, to be honest, because we have a standard syllabi for these courses, so all the faculty, whether we're speaking about full-time faculty or adjunct faculty, they stick to this syllabus and they know they have to finish it, and they have to make sure that the students understand every single bit of the course. So actually, this is improving the faculty teaching, and it enhances their knowledge as well, because some of the topics maybe are not covered in the same courses by other universities. So you know that when you teach things, you get more, you became more confident with these concepts. So actually, we are improving and strengthening our faculty by letting them teaching these courses with these strong syllabi.
Excellent. Thank you, Dr. Noah. I think that to all the faculty that have joined the call on the benefits of this for faculty as well. Maybe the same question to Dr. Aminu in the West. So what tangible benefits have you seen at your institution, both for your fellow colleagues, your faculty, and your students of having this accreditation? So Dr. Aminu?
Okay. As Dr. Noha mentioned, the impact of VEE accreditation on our program has been significant and multidimensional. For our students, it increased their motivations and sense of academic purpose. Many now feel more confident attempting SOA exams because they know their coursework has already counted towards some requirements. For our faculty, it improved our understanding of international curriculum standards and push us to enhance our teaching materials and methods. For our university, the accreditation has improved our visibility as a program, and our success has encouraged other Nigerian universities to consider similar steps, making us a reference point and leader in this journey. So altogether, VEE accreditation has strengthened our program academically and boosted confidence among our students and faculty. Thank you.
Excellent, thank you. And staying with the impact, so you've spoken about the impact on your students, you've spoken about the impact on the faculty. Have you noticed any changes in employer engagement, in any external partnerships the university or the department can form thanks to this accreditation?
Yes. I can say we have seen a general increase in especially student interest, one, and also external partnership. For our students, since our VEE accreditation, now our students sit in groups, taking recitation classes in preparation to take SOA exams. So mostly exam P or exam FM. And at this point, I have to appreciate SOA for giving our students four scholarship, including examination fee waiver, and the official preparation package. In addition, VEE accreditation has also increased our partnership with local and international professional bodies, like I mentioned, like AADA and SOA, as well as other Nigerian universities offering or planning to start actuarial programs. In Nigeria, we have universities that have been doing actuarial science since before I was born. For example, like University of Lagos. But because of VEE accreditation, now all other universities that are planning or offering actuarial program in Nigeria look up to us for guidance. So I think this is a credit that we have to give to our to VEE. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Dr. Aminu. Dr. Zainab, from your perspective, how have you seen a change in potential student interest for joining the program, how the department and the university are engaging with employers and external partners thanks to your various programs and the accreditations that you have?
So we have seen positive changes since the accreditation process. Student interest has definitely increased, particularly among those who is seeking an internationally recognized actuarial education. Employers have also shown more engagement as the SOA recognition boosts their confidence in the quality and rigor of our program. Also, we have started to see internship opportunities and stronger communication with insurance company and consulting firms. Additionally, external partners are more open to collaboration, knowing that our program aligns with the international standards.
Excellent. Same question to you, Dr. Noha, in Egypt. Similar change or anything different from what our other speakers are saying or similar?
Okay, actually, what's nice about our department and our program is that the actuarial science program is accredited by two bodies, the ABIT accreditation, and we are as a member of the UCAP AC. This has increased the number of students joining the program. So the students know that if they join the program, so this will reduce the cost and it will save them time. for sitting the VE's exams. They don't need to sit the VE exams. In addition, because the insurance firms and other companies, they know that our students are familiar with the concepts of the concepts in the VE courses, and they know that our courses are covering more than 80% of the SOA curriculum. So they know that our students are ready for working in the market. So before they finish their last year, our students get different offers from different companies before they graduate with very good starting salaries. Not only that, the industry itself, with different companies, of course, they approach us to give lectures, to give or to provide competitions for our students, because they know that our students are able to compete, they are able to learn, they are always able to improve themselves because of the quality of teaching they have in our program. So the VEEs actually, in general, because I mean, once you know that you are securing the VEE validation, you know that your students are privileged by many different ways, either by saving them time, saving them the cost of paying for the VEEs. You are increasing their chance to work before they graduate. You are trying to secure them internships, and you are successful. We are successful in securing internships because of the knowledge they have. So that's all.
Yeah, no, excellent. And so I think you're already speaking to the next question that I had for you. That is, what advice would you give to universities that are looking to begin this VE journey? And you speak of so many positive things, but maybe you can give some advice on their steps they would take.
Actually, when you structure any program, you have to look at other successful programs offered by many universities, either offered by universities. This is actually what we do. We look at the programs in the US, we look at programs in the UK, we look at programs, actuarial programs in Canada, and we try to explore the different curriculum. And then we have to decide, or any university has to decide, which path or which institute they are going to follow. And because we are in the American University in Cairo, and since the program established, we were following the SOA curriculum. So what we do actually is we look at the curriculum of the SOA, including the VEEs and including the exams, and we look at, so we make sure that at least our program should cover 80% of the material of the SOA in general, including the VEE and the exams. And we also need to make sure that our students are familiar with other concepts and other courses that are needed in the field of actuarial and insurance. So this is one tip to make a successful program. You have to stick to one path, either the IFOA or the SOA, and make sure that you are on the same page and in the same line with other universities. And of course, you should target the right students. So when you start a program, you should target the right customers. We need students with very good, or let's say good, or a minimum of a set of mathematical skills. And then you can start growing with this students and these customers. And of course, you have to make sure that when you employ and recruit faculty, you have to make sure at least they have the actuarial background or the statistical background or the mathematical background needed for teaching these courses, and to teach them at the right level. So this will make the program very successful.
Yes, thank you very much. And I think you speak one very important point there I picked up, which is about peer learning. learning from universities that already have this. And thank you for sharing some of those nuggets here with the faculty that have joined us from other universities. Similarly, Dr. Zainab, what advice is yours to universities that are thinking of doing the VEE journey and beginning it?
Okay, thank you. I strongly encourage any university with an actuarial program to begin working on VEE accreditation. The most important factor for success is maintaining good communication with instructors, because they need to fully understand what the SOA expects. In some cases, program may need to be updated or adjusted to align with the SOA standards, and this requires cooperation from the faculty. Once everyone is involved and well informed, the entire process becomes much easier. So with clear coordination and shared commitment, achieving the accreditation, it's completely possible. Yeah, thank you.
Excellent, thank you. And Dr. Aminu, your steps, I know you've been very proud of the journey your institution has taken on this. What would you share with universities that are just beginning?
Yes, based on our experience, I will give like 2 to 3 advice to the universities that are just beginning their VEE journey. First, they have to build strong partnership. They can't do it alone. They have to build a strong partnership with local and international professional bodies, such as AADA and SOA. They provide guidance that remove most of the difficulties. Because in our case, without the coordination of AADA and support from our local actuarial body, Federal University will not have achieved VEE accreditation. And it is clear our journey shows that progress is possible, even with limited resources, as long as there is determination and collaboration. Secondly, preparation matters a lot. They have to align their curriculum early with SOA standard. This will make the process smoother and faster. Thanks to Nigerian Actuarial Society, in Nigeria, I think I can say 70% or more of our actuarial science curriculum in Nigerian university already follow SOA standards. Third and finally, I can say is VEE accreditation is not the final destination. It is the foundation for greater goals like joining UCAP or eventually becoming a center of actuarial excellence. So that is what I have to say. That are the 3 advice I will give them.
Right. Thank you very much, Dr. Aminu, for that very practical advice that you have given our participants here. And thank you for the panelists for the discussion, which we have spoken about, where we have looked at your experiences for your institutions. We've looked at the sort of post-implementation continuity and how you're maintaining it, what impact it has brought, and what advice you have, for the panel, for the session attendees today, from your perspectives on how they can continue their journey. So we reached the end of that panel discussion where we were touching on these matters, and we moved to a small session of Q&A. And we have within this platform space for chatting, where I've seen a lot of interaction, but we do have a place for Q&A as well, and a couple of Q&A already there. Some have been answered by representatives from the SOA. I think I'm going to skip some of the questions that are speaking specifically on a particular fees waiver. I know the SOA is already responding to that. And maybe looking at some of the questions that the panelists are going to be able to respond to more vividly based on their experiences. So I'll just take this one from Alfred Chakfa. So this is Alfred Chakfa in a university in Nigeria. So thank you for your question. And to the panelists, maybe Dr. Aminu, because you're based in Nigeria as well, the question is, what specific documentation is required, and should I ensure it's met when submitting my VEE application to avoid any common pitfalls? So maybe Dr. Aminu, the common things to avoid during the application. Any tips there?
Yes, so thank you. I think I will put I will answer the question, but the right people to answer this question is SOA. because he's asking what are the right documents he should submit when claiming VEE credit. So as mentioned by the first speaker, the SOA representative, the first thing you need the curriculum, the grading system, and your transcript, and what again? So like I said, the right person to answer the question is SOA, because the question they are submitting the material to SOA, so they are in the right position to answer these questions.
All right, thank you, Dr. Aminu. I take note of a comment on the question section, not really a question. It's a good comment by Uka that speaks to that they could write to some of the emails provided, but what if everyone needs that information? I think what you're speaking about here is the FAQ, frequently asked questions regarding this. I think I can ask our colleagues from the SOA to respond to that. I'm certain an FAQ regarding this process is available. But before you come in from the SOA to respond to that, there's a question specifically for you, Dr. Noha. And here it speaks about you mentioning that you do adjustments to your curriculum based on, adjustments. So you mirror what the SOA is doing and you keep watch of the SOA website. The question is it mandatory? And, what about institutions? And this may be in other parts of the continent, which only technically review their curricula every 4 years. That may be government mandated. Any comments there on the frequency of review, Dr. Noha?
Actually, we review every year, to be honest. The university has a cycle for reviewing the curriculum every year. So every year we do this revision. So because if the students are not satisfied, for example, by the learning outcomes, because as I mentioned, we distribute surveys to get the feedback of the students about the learning outcomes they achieve. So if the students are not, so we have a benchmark for when to address this issue. So for example, if the satisfaction of the students is less than 70%, for example, we have to review the courses for sure and make sure that the learning outcomes are fulfilled and we are we are in alignment with the courses offered by either by the SOA or by other universities that are offering the same courses. So actually the review process is done every year.
Right, thank you. So I think in this instance, maybe speaking from my experience at the university I'm associated with, we do reviews every 3-4 years for a major curriculum review, but we do have the liberty to do minor adjustments within the school. So I think this may be applicable for the session attendee.
Review, but we don't have to change.
Yeah. So
we only change if there is any alarming thing happening.
Yes, correct. So I believe that does answer the question, but certainly for the gentleman that may have raised this, if you want specific details, then I think it does depend on your maybe the university sort of charter and which country you're in. That may limit a major review, but minor adjustments should be, I guess, applicable and acceptable within the school. Another question, and this comes from a student that their university has recently been VEE accredited. What steps should he or she take to make sure that the courses that they are completing, they can fully benefit? So I open this up maybe to Dr. Zainab. From your experience, when you got the VEE accreditation, how were the students able to take advantage, maybe the first batch of students?
Okay, so once we get the accreditation, for Tunis Dauphine, we get the accreditation this year. Okay, we earn the UCAP AC and also the VEE courses. So each student must, each student is allowed to pass the exam. he should prepare for exam and trust the formation that we offer to them. Yeah.
Right, thank you for that. Again, a student has a question. This is Maurice from Makerere University, and I think he speaks to the fact that if the institution does not have VEE, credentials, but these students, maybe Maurice himself or his colleagues, have, done those courses in the past pre the VEE credentials, are they eligible for any sort of, credit? And maybe I can ask our colleagues at the SOA to give response to that.
Yes.
I can answer that. Can you hear me? I'm sorry. It looks like I have froze for a second. If there is a candidate who or a professor say that your university is not listed on the approved credits for VEE, you can go on to the website as well, like I discussed before, and fill out that application. And we at the SOA will make sure that your university, if the courses are approved, will be added to the VEE directory. It is very simple for us. It just takes a little bit of time with our IT team to have that updated. But if a university is not listed, they still can apply for VEE credit or a VEE course approval, and we can make sure that those courses meet our standards, and then we'll have your university added onto the VEE directory.
Excellent. Thank you, Courtney. And maybe as you are on the response, you could speak to the sort of like frequently asked questions sort of checklist if it's available regarding this program for the sort of questions that are coming through, all of them which seem to have a similar sort of tone in terms of context.
Yes. So once, like I said before, if you have any questions, the specific questions to your specific university, you can always email us at vee@soa.org. That seems to be the best way of communication for us so that we can make sure that we can specifically answer your questions directly. I'm also trying to go through the chat as well as answer as many questions specifically as well. I know I'm just trying to give right now detailed a little bit of general information, and then go back in and answers any questions specifically. But if you have any other further questions, the best way to contact us will be via email, so that we can make sure that we get that information to you. And then a lot of our information is also on the SOA website, as I stated before. It can be a little bit much. So like I said, if you have any specific questions, please email us.
Yeah, thank you, Courtney. I do note that the SOA team is responding to many of the questions within the Q&A section of this Zoom call. I've taken note that several of the questions are of a similar nature. Some deal with the fact that the query regards, eligibility for credit once they have left maybe the institution and the institution is now VEE credentialed. So that's a similar question. And the other one is, which was answered by Dr. Zainab earlier, as to how do students deal with it once they are maybe the first batch and the institution has been recently VEE certified. So I think I'll skip those because they're of a similar nature. I do take note that Kolela, sorry, I don't know where you're writing from. Thank you for the compliment for the session. Your question is more open in terms of how does this help the earlier career development and job opportunities. I believe some of this has been responded to during the panel discussion in terms of the advantages of this. And I think Dr. Noha put it out very well as to the various advantages the program has brought both to the faculty, to the students, and also to all the partnerships that, come through once you have this enjoined to your university program. I'm not sure if you're a faculty member or a student, but the response is the same. It is beneficial in all ways that has been discussed. I think that really covers it. I think there's one question on UCAP. Maybe again, I know Tiffany, you're responding to this, but it's from Godwin from the University of Lagos. The question is, does the UCAP expire? And maybe you can give a quick response to that, Courtney.
Sure. Yeah, and I was just responding to this, so that's perfect timing. So I can actually address it to the full group. So does UCAP expire, and what are the benefits to students for UCAP? UCAP accreditation, or UCAP recognition is what we'd like to call it. It's an acknowledgement that the SOA has reviewed curriculum at a university, and that it essentially shows, the curriculum at the university essentially shows that they cover SOA learning objectives appropriately and can help students prepare for exams. And so it's more so a recognition program. We don't have any official renewal processes. There's no expiration date, because unlike VEE, which grants credit on the SOA pathway, the UCAP program recognizes the full university program as being a good support for students. So what's great about UCAP is that there's no renewal process, it doesn't expire, and it serves as a really great resource for students who are seeking to find an actuarial program or actuarial programming in their area. And as far as any benefits for students that have attended UCAPs in the past, I mean, one thing, and that is involving VEE. So for VEE, a student need not be in a VEE course right now in order to qualify, right? So they can report on courses that they have taken previously, and they can submit to earn credit for that. So if a university is qualified as a UCAP university, you can know that, okay, at least there are some VEE, at the very least, some VEE courses available at the university today. Maybe something that I took previously may count toward VEE. So that can inspire somebody to take a look a little bit deeper into the VEE for that was approved at the university, and maybe submitting something that you had taken as coursework previously. But it's also a good recognition piece, something to say that, hey, I went to this university and it's now recognized as a UCAP. And so it's kind of a really, really cool recognition piece to just say, this university that I came from has supports for actuarial science. They're serious about actuarial science. And, it's more of a recognition piece in that way, and also to help you kind of identify, what the university might have to offer.
All right, thank you, Tiffany. And for the session, we come to an end now in terms of the Q&A. I believe if there are any remaining which are different from the answers provided, the SOA team will answer them on the chat box. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the team of doctors we've had from across Africa to have this discussion and to share your insights. A lot of positive compliments coming through the chat, and we acknowledge them. Thank you for the attendees. And I'll now hand it back to the AADA representative, Yeside, to take us through the next momentum. Thank you very much.
Hello. Thank you, everybody. Really, really nice to see you all. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so I wanted to share with you, thank you very much, Sahib, for the moderation. Thank you very much to the SOA team for the questions. I think the interaction shows that there has been everybody has a lot of questions, so I think the SOA team will continue to answer the question while we just get on with the last few details. So I will share my screen just to give a sense of what we have coming up within the AADA sphere. Okay, fantastic. So we have a couple of things lined up for Q1 next year, and just to give you a sense of the flavor of what we're expecting for next year. The first thing is we have our fireside chats, and we've just this week finalized our first fireside chat for 2026, and it will be with Ilash. Ilash is the first blind actuary in Africa, I think. Definitely, and we will be having a session with him called Resilience, Purpose, and the Actual Path, a conversation with Ilash. So please do mark that down into your diaries. It will be an interesting conversation. I know all of us have struggled reading all the exams, so it will be interesting to see how he was able to make his way through the exams and be able to come out as an actuary, and he works as an actuary. So I am quite looking forward to that session. The next one is in March. We will send through a date, but we know that there are a number of countries across Africa that are currently undergoing
or have just recently undergone mortality studies to create their own mortality tables. So we will be bringing together a panel from across Africa to talk about the developing their specific tables. So we'll have Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, possibly Egypt, and somebody who's done a lot of work across a number of African countries. So we're looking forward to that. All year round, we're going to do some group mentoring and some individual mentoring, so please do look out. Most things are announced on LinkedIn, so please do follow us on LinkedIn. But our emails address is there and our website is also there, but most things are on LinkedIn, so look at that. Tiffany did mention a bit earlier that she was going to come back and do a little bit of a teaser on the UCAP accreditation webinar, which everybody seems to be very interested in this presentation. So I'll hand back to Tiffany just to say a few words about that, and we'll share some insights about dates in the coming days.
Great, thank
Tiffany.
you so much. So yes, just as yesterday has mentioned, I'll be back in the first quarter of 2026 to talk more about UCAP. So how that relates to VEE, how to get started on the application process, what it really means. I know there's some questions about UCAP here because we really only talked about it briefly because the main focus here was VEE. So I think, focus on getting your institutions, aligned with our VEE, and that'll be a good preparation for coming into this, to this UCAP presentation that we have coming up. And one other thing that I'd like to share, some exciting news. I'm going to share my screen one more time. So I'm very excited to announce that my colleagues in the international department at the SOA will be hosting for the very first time an SOA in-person faculty training intensive geared toward faculty in emerging markets, which includes those in Canada or those in Africa. Sorry about that. And at this week-long event, you'll learn from experts at the SOA about our learning pathways, exams, building or strengthening a program at your university, and additional guidance toward UCAP status with an overall goal to work toward UCAP approval for your institution. So if this sounds like something that you'd like to learn more about, please scan the QR code on screen to indicate your interest. We'll also be following up with some communications about this as well, which will have the link to indicate your interest too. So yes, this UCAP webinar that we'll be holding early in the new year will also help to work toward this too. I'm also excited to say that my colleague Jen has passed along a statistic that is really exciting. I'd like to share that with you. So according to her records, students who attend UCAP universities in Africa have really great success on preliminary exams, between 70 to 100% per session. And so that just goes to show the great support that UCAP universities provide to their students, and UCAP as being that recognition piece for the universities doing a great job in supporting those students. So scan that QR code. I'll leave it up for just a few moments more, and looking forward to seeing you back in the new year.